Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3. See who pops on here. Notice the background? Yes. Kalapali Beach, Maui. Hey, Elizabeth. How's it going? How's Callie? Hey, Kathy. How you doing? Hello, Adrian. Great background, right? Hey, Susan. Yes, look at that. Oh, lovely. Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Look at that. I turned the waves off so that you wouldn't have to, I couldn't talk over the waves. Hi, Darlene. How's it going? But I'll tell you, I'll sit here with Bailey in the daytime and we'll have waves on from Alexa and the net picture. And we're both crashed out on the couch. Yeah. Yes. So nice and sunny outside today. A little colder than yesterday, but tomorrow's gonna be beautiful. Yes, good energy is good. Yep, I tell you, look at that. Isn't it great? Yep. Aren't they though? Leslie picked a great TV, didn't he? Mm-hmm. He bought that, I don't know how long ago he bought that. Just, well, what was it? Maybe January, maybe December, I'm not sure. Yeah. Yep. So we'll wait a couple more minutes and see. Yeah, so gonna be warm tomorrow. In the sun it'll be like 55 degrees, I said. Hi, Emily. How you doing? So most of our snow on our south side of the street is gone. Bailey's happy. Now he doesn't have to go through the snow. Hey, Shay, how are you? Susan, why do you keep coming on and off? It says you're watching, then you're watching, and then you're watching. Hi, Laura. It keeps going in and out, Susan. I'm telling you, Adrian, just look for Jamaica Live on YouTube. You might be able to find something like that. That's Maui Live. Yep. I keep freezing up. Oh, how could this freeze up? Lord, right? Okay, let's start. Okay, first thing Spirit wants to talk about is carrying around your trauma, right? I posted something this week, I believe it was. And in fact, where's my phone? Sorry, guys. That was a close-up, wasn't it? You saw my freaking pores. Because Spirit wants me to read it, and it's very and then he wants to talk about it. It is very, very, very. I mean, it impacted me like crazy when I read it, because I have a lot of clients who carry around their trauma, and I think I read this again and again and again and again, and so I'm going to find it here really fast. Very important, because you just can't carry it around. It just totally just messes with your human body, but also your human mind, right? It just zaps you of all your energy, and that doesn't serve you at all. Let me see. I'm having deja vu right now too, which is kind of interesting. Don't know why I would, but I am. And chimes are going. There you go. Okay, here it is. Suffering is not holding you. You are holding suffering, which is true. Okay? When you become good at the art of letting sufferings go, then you'll come to realize how it was always unnecessary to drag those burdens around with you. You'll see that no one other than you was ever responsible. The truth is that existence wants your life to become a festival. And that right there, my folks, is the God's honest truth. Okay? Spirit talks all the time about healing, right? And forgiving people who have harmed you. It's about you, not them, right? Because they're living their lives, they're doing their thing while you're suffering, right? And understanding that you don't have to. Doesn't do you any good. And when I read that, I thought about my nephew who died at 12 years old in 1996. And it wasn't until 2018 December of I think it was December 19th, 2018, when I actually released his passing. I've been carrying it around all that time, believing that I was supposed to because he was a child. He was 12, right? Until I'm on my way to the Kroger store by the house, and all of a sudden he shows up and Spirit shows up. I think I've talked about this before. And there was a song on the radio that I'd heard a couple times. And, you know, You Have to Let Him Go is the name of the song. Never really paid any attention to that, right? It's kind of a cool song. So I heard it, and then Daniel showed up. Uncle Bill, yeah, Dan, you know, and then Spirit showed up. You know, Dan starts talking. I'm like, no. So I pulled in the Kroger parking lot, and I had this conversation with them. And I've learned to tape my conversations on my phone, so I have it, right? So I can look back, so I can listen it back, right? And I've been carrying his death around my heart since 1996 because I thought that I had to. That's after 13 years of therapy. That's after everything else that I've done in self-improvement on myself, right? But it was still there. Still there. So when I read this, it totally made sense to me. I'm like, hey, Gregory, it makes total sense. Hi, Pam. How you doing? Makes total sense, right? That we carry things around without knowing, but most of the time we carry things around because we think we're supposed to. Me. If I let Daniel go, then my gosh, he won't be alive anymore. He won't do anything anymore, right? Susan, you might want to shut your computer off and then start it back up if I'm freezing, okay? If the video's freezing. But understanding that a lot of times we are so engulfed in that pain, right? And our egos made us believe we're supposed to carry it because we love them, okay? And that just comes from a loving point of view, right? But that happens with, hey, Carson. It happens, hey, Jody. It happens with love affairs, right? With boyfriends, girlfriends, first boyfriends, first girlfriends, again, right? And I'll tell you just another thing that kind of on the same. 2018 was my year of epiphanies. Right. This one was in August. Talking to my first boyfriend after 35 years. I thought I was healed. I thought everything was cool and groovy. Hey, Bonnie, how's it going? And it wasn't, right? I thought it was until Spirit put him on my Facebook page, and he had me friend him, and then 2 days later we're texting to each other after 35 years, right? Didn't know I was still carrying that, but I was. And I'd had some notice that I still did, but I didn't, no big deal. I'm thinking, okay, I'm fine. No, I'm good. I've already let that go. It's 35 freaking years ago. I was 13. He was 17. Lasted 5 years. My first love, and everything that comes with that, right? In 1973 to 1980, whatever it was, right? So understanding that 1973, yeah, so it was 7 years. So understanding that that we can still carry things without actually knowing that we are. And as soon as I got done texting with Kim, something just left me, right? So I totally understand my posting because I've talked to a lot of people who are carrying their suffering, okay? Who are carrying the way that they've been treated. They're carrying because they don't understand their life. They're carrying all the baggage that comes with that, right? As Emily says, it's self-guilt because they are not here and you are here. Exactly. Especially if the person passed away. See, and I totally get that. But understanding that the number one thing about healing, Spirit says, is by acknowledging that it's not that it wasn't you, right? That if you were being physically abused or emotionally abused or verbally abused or you're not receiving the love you expected or whatever it might be, right? I call that love abused, right? And then childhood abuse and all kinds of that stuff too, right? Is that ego has made us believe that we're supposed to carry it as being a martyr. Spirit says being a martyr. Well, being a martyr doesn't get you anywhere at all, right? And being that Jody says, and her baggage is heavy. It's, trust me, we all have to learn how to be okay with giving that baggage up to the universe, letting our spirit guides and guardian angels and the archangels take it. Steve Noble guided meditations, okay? Talking out loud to spirit, going to therapy if you have to, right? I mean, going and talking to somebody, a professional who can actually help you understand why you are the way that you are and why you still hold those things inside of your body, right? And I also understand, and this just happened probably in the last 6 months or so, that we bring happenings, events from prior lives. We bring energy with us to this lifetime, okay? And understanding that it's not always what we've endured this lifetime, but could be lifetimes before, on top of one another, right? And understanding that the only way to get rid of those things is to have that relationship with your guides, have that relationship with spirit, right? And allow people to help you to understand, like myself and other people like myself, right? And just friends and family and whatever it might be, right? And kind of go inside and do that again. Do that searching and trying to figure out why do I feel so heavy? Why am I so sad? Why? You know. And Spirit and I had the conversation like that this morning again. I don't understand why this is going on. I don't understand why this is going on. You need to help me because I don't get it. Again, I have no teacher. I just have my guides, right? And I'm not blessed yet with the ability to have conversations with them like I would when I'm doing this, when I'm channeling. Okay? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And I'm trying to figure out why it only happens once in a while, right? But on one hand, I shouldn't figure it out. But the other hand, I'm supposed to figure it out. So it's kind of a catch-22, right? So understanding that you don't have to carry the suffering around. You don't have to carry around the bad energy, right? And then something I read today. I think it was one of my horoscopes that talked about making a plan and understanding the plan to the future. And then I also posted, I think it was my Tut horoscope, my Tut daily message about believing you're 4 weeks ahead of where you're at now, that everything worked out the way that it was supposed to. There was no bumps in the road. There was no blah, 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 blah. And then it's our job to make that happen, which I'm trying every single day to make that happen, right? But again, I'm human, and sometimes it doesn't always work. So when I talk to people, I understand their struggle. I get it, because I'm 61 years old and I've been through it too. And we're all looking for that confirmation that as we move forward, right, things get better and better and better and better. And I know that they will. But I know Spirit says, but make people understand we're never supposed to be perfect. We're never supposed to be these people who live on a plane, right, an energy plane where they're never human, where they're just an essence. And that's true, right? Is that and this is one of the points that I made with Spirit today, was that my response to some things is I'm not supposed to be perfect. Why are you telling me that once you get here, then that's not true. That's not true. No one's ever right there all the time. So when you read something or you hear something like that, it's not true. See? I know. Spirit says the only thing that you can do is take care of you, right? And follow the path laid in front of you. And again, there's no time in Spirit, right? There's no time. In fact, I saw something in a video where it was very interesting, where they had a tube, and and they put it horizontal, and they said, this is what we expect time to be. And then they turned it so that the so it was not horizontal but not vertical, but it was between me and you, and it's like, and it's like this, right? And it was circle. Well, yeah, inside the circle is time. Inside the tube is time, which is true. You can't see outside. They can't see inside. You're just going through this process, right? And that made all the sense in the world to me. I'm like, oh my God, what a great example of that. We look at things as being linear, as being this, right? No, you could be in that freaking tube for how long? It's true, right? So when we look at things from an emotional point of view, right? When we look at things from a spiritual point of view, we're looking at, and I did this again this morning. Okay, it's been 4 years now since I heard about Hawaii. It's been 3 years now since you trashed my car, totaled it, right? Told us what house we're gonna have, that we're going to Maui, that we're gonna be in Kihei. That was 3 years ago. Okay, so what the hell? Then this shows up this year, right? And then all these things start to show up, and I'm like, okay. And Lee always says, because we have a friend who often says, we have a mutual friend who often says, you know, there's a meaning in everything, right? There's a clue in everything. And so I said something to him yesterday about I went to the dermatologist yesterday, and I normally go in April. But for some reason, I got the message Tuesday, that I need to call the dermatologist. Okay, so I did. I got an appointment in 2 days, which is amazing. Usually it's like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks to get in. And then I see the doctor, and he says, you know, Bill, you're here early. Did we call you? And I'm like, no. And he says, well, you normally come in April. Well, April is when we're supposed to be moving, I've been told, for 2 years, right? Just got it when Lee's ex-partner who passed came in through Coaching for the Soul that one day, got me all emotional and stuff like that. Be April. Okay, well, it's now the end of February. Come on, let's get this baby rolling, right? Again, because we think it's this length of time when it's not, you know. And I think I joked around afterwards saying that, gosh, what I should have done, should have asked him, what year are you talking about? 2021 or some 22, 23? What are you looking at? Yeah. But when I'm channeling, I'm not able to do that, right? So when you look at things, understand that we look at things in distance, and it's not, okay? Again, there's no time in spirit. They can tell you things that are going to happen. Again, fortune teller, right? I guess that's what they call it. And understand that you can only do your part. You can only do as much as you can do, and understand that that's just the way it is, right? You're not, again, and give yourself a break, Spirit says. Don't be so hard on yourself because you think you're supposed to be there when you're not there yet, okay? Because again, you don't know, there might be one little instruction that you have not gotten yet, okay? And understanding that that you're not going to get it yet. You haven't received it yet. Like this morning, I was like, okay, you tell me to plan, then I plan, you say don't plan. So am I supposed to plan or am I not supposed to plan? The Capricorn wants to know, right? Because if I'm going to plan, bonus, I can rock this baby out in a week. But if I'm not supposed to plan, I'm confused. See? Again, waiting for that confirmation, right? Waiting for that, for me to receive that download, to receive that message and things like that. So, and we all go through it, guys. I'm going to tell you what. The best clairvoyant, the best whoever, right? Life is not perfect. It's a struggle. It's a struggle for everybody. And understand they're human. Some people just handle it better than others, right? Right? I mean, some people are guided to handle it in a different way. Nothing ever comes in the time that we are told is going to come. And we have to be, and again, we have to be okay with that, right? We have to be okay with that and understand that just because we want something doesn't mean it's going to happen tomorrow or next year or 2 years or 3 years, right? But when you start to get signs about that right there, right? That just showed up on YouTube one day, on my TV. What's that about? Again, I know who it is, trying to, again, chimes, getting me, okay, this is what it looks like. I want you to understand what's going on, blah, blah, blah. See, So super, super important. So understanding you don't have to carry your suffering at all. Okay, don't carry. And if you're, again, a 61 years old, 13 years of therapy, lots and lots of self-help stuff, right? Really worked on myself, da 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 da. And then 2018, I got to talk about my nephew died in 1996, and I got to talk, and I have to talk to my first boyfriend who I dearly loved at 13 years old and up till 18, 19, 20, whatever it was. Yeah. So yeah, it's just interesting how as we go forward, the things that we thought were put to bed are not. And Mercury retrograde has a lot to do with that, right? This was a tough one. This was a tough one for me. It usually was never that tough. This one was some tough weeks. On and off. I would have a bad Wednesday or I'd have a bad Friday. But then the last week was traumatic. Like, oh my gosh, what is going on here? So if you guys felt that, I'm with you, okay? And that was because COVID energy, right? Spirit said COVID energy multiplied Mercury retrograde by 20 times, which was kicked me off my freaking feet. I was down for the count. Yeah. But so far, early spring, okay? Gonna be in the 40s and 50s next week, okay? A little bit of rain here, a little bit of rain there, and that's okay. It's all good for all of us, okay? So what next we want to talk about? Let's see. What's the next thing? Hi, Sherry. How you doing? Yeah, Sherry, it was tough. It was a tough week.
Not too shabby. Thanks for asking.
Did you guys hear that? That was Siri. Happens all the time. Happens all the time. Hi, Suzanne. Happens all the time. Where I think I've mentioned this before, that Siri will just come on, either on my iPad here, or that was Lee's. Because there's so much energy in my house, and there's so many things in my house. It just click. I'm fine, thank you. Or I wasn't talking to anybody. Yeah. So it's so funny. It's so funny. So funny. Yes. Crazy. So, okay. So Spirit wants to talk about energy lifting, being prepared for energy lifting, right? And understanding that as the energy recedes, that is negative, that is heavy, need to be prepared to not stay in that energy, right? To make sure that you are conscious, he says, and understanding that when it does break, which it has broken some, it's going to break even more, right? Get vaccinated when you can. It's going to make things a whole lot better for everybody. And understanding that you don't want to be a laggard. You don't want to be back in the back, right? So when it starts to happen, get out there and start to live. Get out there and do what you need to do. Get out there and get out there, Spirit says. He says, no longer trapped in the house. No longer trapped. Because vaccinations will make things get back to normal, especially by 2022, okay? But this year, it's going to be like cracking open a frickin', I'm telling you, a frickin' big old huge cocktail. It's going to be just oh my God, talk about a party, talk about a party of just being able to let our hair down and take off the mask and, things like that. I'll still wear my mask at the grocery store, right? Because there's too much, I'm that guy. Better safe than sorry, right? So let me see. So, Sherry's been receiving information about how to connect with Spirit and learn true purpose. Exactly. Like Spirit always says, having conversations with your spirit guides and guardian angels out loud is the easiest way for you to learn your purpose. It is the easiest way for them to bring you information. Why? Because the more that you talk out loud, the more that you have conversations with them. They're one-sided conversations at the beginning, right? But they're not always one-sided conversations, because all of a sudden you go, what is that? Or you hear something on a device, right? It happens here all the time. Kind of freaks Lee out. But that's okay, because they want to communicate with us. But we have to understand that we all have a blockage from years and centuries of of non-believing, right? Of that stuff being closed off inside of us. And understanding that everyone who is alive today, who is, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, right, is here for a reason to usher in fourth dimensional energy. And those of you that are younger, God bless you, you get to be in it. You get to be in it more, and you get to be engulfed in it more and learn more. Well, people like myself, or I'm 61, where I'll give myself 25 years, which is enough time to enjoy what I need to enjoy, right, and understand. So I think that Catherine said, is COVID going to decrease from here? Yes, it already is. Okay, it's already starting to decrease from people getting vaccinated. Number one, number two, the herd immunity, right? It's still there, and there's variants all the time, right? But that's why vaccination is so important for people. I know that Macomb County just opened up a facility where anyone 60 and older can go get their shots, which is weird because they've been saying that they're only getting like 700 shots a week. I don't understand that, so that's kind of weird. So, but yes, once they start getting people really vaccinated, millions a day and things like that. It's amazing how the drug companies have responded to the new president and how they are they're ramping up and putting out all kinds of vaccines and things. Okay, and that's awesome. That's a good thing. Okay. Okay, to my first. Yeah. Yes, man. What else does Spirit want to talk about? We got half an hour left. Just want to talk about the carrying the suffering. So we'll answer questions, guys. So if you want to pop something in there, don't make it too long. I can take. Let me see here. I can 20 words is all. You can type 20 words and I can answer the question. Anything over 20, it goes to see more. Okay? So anything you want to ask it's fine. I will answer it for you. Okay? And if I can't answer it here, then I will go back through once I post it and I will answer it for you. Okay? Let me see if there's something else he wants to talk about. He's pretty quiet. Hey, Sherry, how you doing? Sherry McLeod. Hey, you. What's up? What's up? Yeah. So Sue says, Spirit tells me thing happening in their time. Suze, what does that mean? Yeah. Catherine, yes. Kathy, yes. Hey, Kathy Mooney, what's going on, girl? Oh, is there anything Spirit wants to tell me? Well, what do you want to know about? I can tell you all kinds of things. You gotta ask a question. So I could talk to you for an hour about just stuff. So, yeah. Ask a question, I can answer for you. I can do that. So Sue says, Spirit tells me things happening in their time. Okay, so Sherry Daniel says, when will the suffering within the divide of ease? I can't read the news anymore. Right, I have a hard time reading it too, and it will not end until probably the end of the decade. Okay, it is here to Sherry McLeod. He won't answer health questions. That's the one thing he will not do. Everything else he's game for, but health he won't, especially here. You don't want people to know your stuff. Yeah, so it's going to be as President Biden continues, attitudes will change of more and more Americans, and it will and he is the Adrian, yes, he's Papa Joe, yeah. So he's going to smooth over and bring people and it doesn't less and less people are alienated by him, right? He hasn't brought up raising taxes. He hasn't brought up the divide. He just, he keeps trying to bring people together and things like that. He's very, very good. He's guided by the universe. He's guided by his son, Bo. He is very, very spiritual, very, very protected by God and the universe. So that's why he won the presidency. Yeah. So he's going to be good. Yup. So Kathy Mooney, how's summer going to be going this year? It's going to be fantastic, Kathy Mooney. Like I've been saying before, Spirit's been spot on so far. Early spring, fantastic summer. COVID will start to dwindle, which it already is, starting to get less and less. Get vaccinated, please. Okay, if you can. It'll get things back to normal sooner. And understanding that summer's going to be a time of reawakening, Spirit says. Yep. That's what he was saying before. Really pay attention to, as the energy really starts to lift, as it's already doing, get outside on days when it's like yesterday, I think it was 55 in Sterling Heights and sunny. Get outside, take a walk, smell the air. The birds are everywhere. It's crazy. The mourning doves are here. The robins are out there. The cardinals are singing. The sparrows are always singing, right? And the blackbirds are starting to come back. So this doesn't happen until like April. So it's pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, so let me see here. Well, Elizabeth Owen will be doing the work for some time soon, or should I focus on me? You focus on you, Elizabeth. Okay? Yes. This is your time to do it, my friend. This is the time to do it. Not in the future, it's now. Okay? So Sherry McLeod, well, my hubby who I lost, does he have anything to say? Let me see. Okay, so Sherry, he says, not in front of all these people. I will Facebook message you after we're done. Okay? But he doesn't want to say anything in front of this. All right? Makes sense. Okay. Yes. Okay. So Shay, what more can I do to be successful with my current plan, with my current past? Ask for more help. Okay. Talk out loud to Spirit. Spirit, I need your help with this. I need you to help me with this, Spirit. Spirit, I need you to help me with this. Spirit, I need you to help me with this. Spirit, I need you to help me with this. That's what it's all about. Okay. Talk to them all day long. Talk to them all day long. I'm telling you, they're there to help you, right? And there's guides after guides after guides, all right? So the more that you have a conversation with them, the more you're best friends with them, the more they can guide you much, much, much easier than if you are to try to figure it out yourself, okay? Let me see. Also, Shay, Spirit says to get out of your path, to get out of your way. Let things flow. You think too much. Okay? Chimes. Yeah. I'd assume that's right. So Kathy Mooney got her first shot. Good for you. Okay. Yes, getting off this summer is going to be fantastic. Okay? I mean, getting out and getting out of the house and I mean, I took my mask off yesterday, coming out of the grocery store, I think it was, for the first time in a really long time since probably almost 10 months, 12, 11 months. And I'm like, oh my God, fresh air before I get in my car. Yeah, it was 55 and sunny outside, so I'm like, I'm going to definitely do this. So yeah, it works. Yeah, so once that freedom, right, once we get more and more of that and not have to be worried and not be things like that. Yeah, because we got 2 vaccinations and they say it's going to be 95% good. Or I think with Johnson & Johnson, it's 73% or something like that. But all of them keep you from being hospitalized and things. So it's pretty good. I'm all for it. Yep, I'm all for it for sure. So, okay, so Gregory, he's a raw vegan. I never get sick. My last flu was 45 years ago. Thank God for you. When I received my one and only flu vaccine, Gregory, you wrote it too long. I can only read through. I received my one and only flu vaccine, and then it stops. It says see more. Yes, Kathy's gonna be 50 on Saturday. Exactly. Now they're only saying it's going to be rainy in the morning, and then it's going to be nice in the afternoon. and 50. So that, now understand, guys, when they do the temperature, they do that in the shade, not in the sun. So if the sun's out, bingo, it's nice and warm. Yep, it's nice and warm. Where do I dig in my yard, Sue says. Well, what are you going to dig in your yard for? You burying somebody? What's that about? Where do I dig in my yard? I don't know what that means, honey. To help me with depression. Emily. Spirit says, Emily, to love him and to take his mind off the depression by talking about life. Okay? Spirit says he's depressed because of his age. He doesn't believe that he is the age that he is. Okay, does that make sense? That it went so fast, especially with the move to Holland. You know, because when you move someplace new, you don't have your blinders on. You're out of your routine and things like that. So yeah. Suze, are you looking for buried treasure? Honey, I don't know about that. I don't know about any of that stuff. I'm sorry. They wouldn't tell you anyway. Hell, they wouldn't even tell me stuff, right? Tell me when I'm going to win the lottery. Tell me when, and what the numbers are and stuff like that, right? Okay, so Pamela, my dad who has passed, has started to communicate with my daughter. Awesome. This is new for her. Is he trying to send us? Well, no, he's just trying to have a conversation. You know, again, when they're in spirit and they can see a light that gets brighter and brighter and wider and wider, well, they're going to dip in and try to communicate. That's all it is. Again, bless you. You know, if it's Stephanie, awesome. Yeah, right? That's good. That's really good. Emily, he said he didn't think he would. Exactly, my dear. See, that's what Spirit was saying. Time went so fast, and why am I still alive? Again, your husband's not that old. It's not that old. Yeah, see? So we all go through that. I'm 61, and I'm going through it now. Probably the last 2 weeks, big time, where I'm just like, in the last 2 weeks, I have become more old than I ever thought I would. I feel like my dad, which is very interesting. You know, my hands are arthritic, right? And are painful sometimes. My feet hurt. Can't find shoes that work on my feet. For the shoe guy, right? Can't find any gym shoes that work on my feet. Yeah, so I get it. Only I cannot wait to go there. And once I get there, I can just be. Allow, but be. Yep, for sure. So Elizabeth, relationship or career advice for your sister. I can't do that. Spirit's focusing on you, but not on your sister. Yeah. He says it's too hard with all the energy that's on the page. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, we all have to wait. Sherry. All have to wait. Yep. Yes, Suze, dip my feet in the ocean. Yes, for sure. Live on the ocean is gonna be fabulous. I just cannot wait. It's gonna be wonderful. It's gonna be wonderful. Yeah. Yep. So let me see. I think Mom told me my sister I have buried treasure. Suze, really? Get a scanner. That one of them dingers. Yeah. Because, you know, Spirit won't tell you where to find the treasure. Chimes. No, they just won't. Yeah. Okay, Elizabeth, that'd be great. Yep. Yeah, it's much easier when you're one-on-one. Yeah. Amanda, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. You're exactly what you're supposed to do, my dear. You have grown so much. It is amazing. So just keep growing. Just keep going, doing what you're doing. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. But Sue's also what you can ask Spirit to to kind of let you know where stuff's at. Doesn't hurt, you know. And then when they do decide to tell you it's an acre number 2 or whatever, it's over there, you can start to dig. But they're never going to give you they're never going to give you the answer when it comes to something like that. Right? They're never going to. They'll say, "Oh, you're going to get some money. You're going to da-da-da." Well, when's it going to be? It's coming. Well, can you tell me when? No. You know, because they don't want you to sit and wait, number one. Number two, they don't want you to go and dig all over the place, right? If you're digging for buried treasure, things like that, because then you're preoccupied with doing that instead of doing what you should be doing, which is more spiritual work. You're all focused on one thing, trying to find the money, trying to find the jewels. Yeah. Yup. Yeah. Well, Amanda, growth is uncomfortable. It's supposed to be uncomfortable. Yep, it's supposed to be uncomfortable. Yep, for sure. Just kind of how it is, you know. Just kind of how it is. Growth is, you know, again, growth is growth. Hi, Kathy. Yes, Kathy, you are moving, May or June. Yep. Yes. Are you going someplace warm, Kathy? Yes, Sherry Daniels, you have to get better. Everybody has to get better at waiting. You've got to get better at just allowing. Yeah, you know, which is not in humans' best interest, right? Because we're used to doing and making things happen. Well, when it comes to certain things, we have to just chill. We just have to be just supposed to chill. Yeah, and allow, right? Because what that does is it allows you to lose your frustration. It allows you to lose your expectation. It allows you to not live in the moment, but to live in the event, Spirit says, in doing your everyday life, right? And then when it pops up, you go, "Oh my God, it wasn't even that long." It wasn't that long. Yeah. Also, Kathy, you're just going to an apartment near your family. Okay. That's good. Elizabeth, constantly restarting. Yes. That is because of ego. Ego is self-sabotage, is a self-saboteur, right? And most of us are. So it's about again, doing guided meditations, having a schedule, talking out loud, taking your walks, talking to Spirit, making sure that you don't allow yourself. Again, how bad do you want it? How dedicated do you need to be? Again, it's all about that. It's all about making sure that not to make yourself feel guilty, number one, but number two, don't allow yourself to stream off course without being conscious. Okay, Elizabeth, does that make sense? Right? You have to motivate yourself, right? You have to understand that what's my goal and make it attainable, right? So in the first 30 days, I'm going to do a guided meditation by Steve Noble twice a week for 5 weeks. Okay, and that will help you to say it's about, you have to make your goals attainable, right? One step at a time. Then all of a sudden, I know, Spirit says, because you have to crawl before you can walk, before you can run, which is true, right? I mean, it's been 7 years for me this July, and I can't believe how different I am, right? But I can look back and looking at the struggles. I'm struggling now with being focused enough because I'm in a place now as a Capricorn where I want to just pull myself inside and not talk or see or be anything. And I know that's who I am. And most Capricorns are like that at one point in time every year. They just want to retreat from everything, just want to retreat. And I'm in that place now, right? And it's strange. I don't really know why I'm having conversations with Spirit about it, but yeah, times it's just being conscious of that and going, no, 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 you can't do that, Bill. Liz, you can't do that. Can't do that, Liz. You can't do that, right? It's not fair. Come on, again, saying your name out loud. Liz, you need to meditate today. Liz, da 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 da, like I do. Bill, you got to do this. Got to do this, Bill. Got to do that too. Come on, Bill, get it going. Come on, get going. Let's go. Right. And it helps to motivate yourself where you're, okay, yeah, I know I need to do that. It kind of works. It kind of tricks yourself into doing stuff that you unconsciously don't want to do. So Shay, I get nervous about talking out loud to spirit. I worry if I'll be able to understand properly. Shay, it's not about understanding. It is about releasing. Okay? It's about being seen, allowing your throat chakra to open and allow your conversations to flow, to allow yourself to talk, to allow yourself, to allow yourself, to allow yourself. That's what it is. Okay? Because when you're talking, they're not talking to you at the same time. Okay? You can talk all you want to talk, and then all of a sudden, bing, if you are clairvoyant, if you are extremely intuitive, you'll get some hits and things like that. If not, they'll give you messages as they come, right? As you're able to grasp them. And that's what's cool. That's what I found fascinating as I started this career, is the fact that the more that I opened up, I always talked to my mom, right? Because she's been gone since I was, 28, so a long time. I just talk to my mom all the time, and then all of a sudden everybody else started to talk, right? I'm like, oh, who's this? And oh, who's that? No, my mom's here, and my dad's here, and yeah, but the more that you talk out loud, the more that you ask your questions, the more that you say that you need help, the more that you have those FU conversations with them, if you need to, right? That's what it's all about. Releasing that energy from your body is so beneficial. It just changes everything about your life. It truly does. It truly does. Talking out loud changes everything. It just opens up, and oh my gosh, it's just amazing. You know, when you open up a channel to the universe just by talking, because everybody has that ability to be that spiritual entity that has beautiful energy, that as you talk, you just send it forward. Even if it's an FU conversation, right? It's still the same, still comes out with white light. You know, and they receive it and go, God, thank God I got rid of that. Now let's talk about this. Yes, yes. So Susan, Steve Noble Meditation, another breakthrough this past weekend. Wow, that's 2 this month. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. I want to hear about it, so text me or something, okay? Let me know. So Sherry, interesting perspective that talking out loud is focused on opening the channel, not receiving. Exactly. It's about opening the channel, see? And then as you become more ascended, as you become more easygoing, as you become more, where it becomes more normal, okay, that you receive things back. Again, it can be in a song on the radio, like when I needed to declare my nephew. Oh man, I've heard that song probably 25 times. I never thought about him, right? And hell, he could have just talked to me, but no, that wasn't good enough. They had to do the song first, see? But it's on their on their agenda. Again, I've watched movies where I've watched, 20 times, right? And the last 10 minutes are like impactful. Like, oh my God, are you kidding? I never reacted like that before. Yeah, see? And hell, they could just talk to me. But sometimes I think that the talk gets too normal. So they have to do it in movies or television ads or on the radio or on the internet, on YouTube, whatever. Yeah. I think they use all of it to bring it to us. Because again, I can imagine having conversations with spirit all the time and being so inside my head and so inside having these conversations and keeping this energy that I wouldn't even pay attention to the outside world, which Bailey would hate, right? So it's very interesting that we have to communicate out loud, right? So that we don't talk in our heads, so that we let that energy go. It's all about energy, guys. It's all about energy. all about energy, right? And understanding that when we keep it, it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't do us any good to keep the energy, right? Unless it's beautiful, fabulous energy that we received in a message. Oh my God, I'm gonna wrap my arms around myself and freaking just not let it go, right? Continually just embrace it. But when it's something else, a question or a problem or an epiphany or whatever it might be, I mean, I all the time saying to Spirit, well, where did that come from, right? Well, that's kind of funny. Why didn't you tell me that 2 weeks ago? It wasn't time. Well, it would have helped me a lot if you would have told me that 2 weeks ago. Well, Bill, you had to go through that process. Really? Yeah, because they know that if I can take the easy way, I'll take the easy way. I've worked a long, hard life. Man, oh man, this lifetime and past lifetimes. And it's only going to continue once we get to Kihei Maui. So just in a different level, right? Just a different spiritual, just a different chill factor, right? You get to be there where you're most happy, and you'll be able to work at the same time. Still doing, again, I believe I'll still be doing readings, still be doing coaching for the soul, only it will be 10 o'clock in Maui. So 10 o'clock a.m. Yeah. So I think 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock. When the time changes, I think it's 9 o'clock. So it might be 4 o'clock that time instead of being at 3. So, yeah. Shay says, I feel like wanting easy way is a human nature. Yeah. Because I'm definitely not lazy. I mean, I've worked my tail off most of my life in pursuit, right? In pursuit. And with this career now, it's not about pursuing. It's about just being and allowing and things like that, which I'm very into now. So it's, I'm just ready for a new chapter. I'm ready for new energy. I'm ready for that energy. And Lee is too. I mean, Lee's ready to go. And he's ready for us to start planning. Yeah. So I don't know that it'll happen soon. Hey, Rochelle, how are you? Yes, it does. Puts it in the ether. Exactly. She says, saying it out loud puts it out there in the ether, which helps drive intention and acknowledging it. Exactly. Putting it out there, it helps who's ever up to bat at that time to grab it and give you what you want or teach you a lesson. Never the bad stuff, right? It's always well, you're supposed to do that, and that's why that happened, or don't worry about that right there. Again, getting us over our ego mind, which wants to recoil, right, or wants to come back and fight. Doesn't do us any good. Yeah, it doesn't do us any good. So, but yeah, it always works out. We just don't know when it's going to work out, right? And that's the hardest part of all, is going through everyday life, every hour of every day, and doing what we need to do, right? Oh, you're welcome, Shay. Anytime. Yes, I'm telling you what, I can't wait to be like July, August, and be doing this and hear everybody's experience, right? Of how life has changed, they're so happy, the energy's so much better. Oh my gosh, I was able to do that, and all these things are going to start coming to people. And that is awesome because we've been through a year of total strip down, we can't do anything. We can't go anywhere. We're in quarantine, all the restrictions and things like that. But blessed with people, leaders who understand that if the herd just goes crazy, well, I'm not going anyplace if that was the case, right? That was the case. And it's nice to go into the grocery stores in Sterling Heights and Shelby and things like that, and everybody has a mask on. That's good. It means they believe, and that's what's so very important, right? Is that they believe in the system, they believe in the problem, and we all come together and do what we have to do. Shazam! All of a sudden, time goes by really fast, and all of a sudden we've won, and that's what counts. We have to come together and do that, right? We have to. Humans have to come together, and especially when it comes to pandemics and things like that. I mean, it shouldn't matter, but things happened for the past 4 years for a reason, to bring ancient energy to the light so that it can be healed. Okay. Sherry, I keep feeling it will be November before things open up safely. Wait, she's in New York City, maybe a longer. No, Sherry, I think you'll be okay. Let me see. Let me hang on. Let me ask Spirit. Okay, so Spirit says mostly yes on what you believe, but that will be because of the spring and summer that are freeing and open, and it won't close down and be concentrated like it has been in the past. Once things stay up, like 50% open, they'll go to 75, and then by 2022, he says January, February 2022. NYC will be back to being NYC. Yeah. So that's a good thing. Again, there's a lot of people that live there and a lot of people doing whatever they're doing, right? Yeah. So, all right, guys, all set. Thank you for joining me for Coaching for the Soul. It's kind of a weird Coaching for the Soul. We're gonna have a conversation after I'm done, and find out exactly what, because I don't know if I like the one item to talk about and then just kind of like drifting. But I think that's what I'm supposed to do for a while. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just supposed to allow. Oh, you're welcome, Suze. I like to be the one who, again, gives you guys all kinds of information and stuff like that. So namaste, everybody. Thanks for joining me. And I'll see you next Thursday at 3 for Coaching for the Soul.